Sylvia Plath is a tragic American poet many people recognize and admire. Her poetry relates to both young and old alike. Stephanie Hemphill takes the life of Sylvia and creatively engineers a moving piece of fiction using poetry in her book, Your Own Sylvia, a verse portrait of Sylvia Plath. In it, she incorporates both her own and Plath's work. It begins with Plath's own beginnings until after her death. The poems used to tell the story are said to invoke a deep emotion from both the people who knew her and from readers just learning of Plath. This book is based off the real events, people, and conversations Sylvia encountered, and because of such, even though this is a work of fiction, it may yet hold some truth. The outline of this book is also similar to the way Plath published her own poetry. The language of the poetry in this book is meant to portray the sad and tragic life of the celebrated poet. The poems are carefully arranged in a way that gives a circular perspective to Plath's life. Some critics argue that because Hemphill wrote this book with her own poetry to describe Sylvia's life, that it's not really biographical of Sylvia, and that she is just playing off of others' work. I, however, find it to be a very interesting and thoroughly thought-out piece of literature. Here is an introduction to Your Own Sylvia. The way Hemphill structured this book is she began with a poem by Sylvia. If the moon smiled and would resemble you, you leave the same impression of something beautiful and annihilating. This is from The Rival, and it is by Plath. Hemphill follows this up with her own poetry. Who are you, Sylvia Plath? A cold comet locked in place by gravity, a glint in the cracked ceiling above my bed. Something shimmers out of your chasm. Your language feels like words trapped under my tongue that I can't quite spit out on my own. Readers tremble over your pages, believe you spell out letter by letter the words of their hearts. What's your secret, Sylvia? Are you the moon, or have you become bigger than that? Are you the sun? And I wonder, who can possess the stuff of the sky? Therefore, if you're in the mood to read about a great American writer and her tragic death and sorrowful life, then this is just the book for you. Hemphill really intrigues the readers with her vivid description and imagery, just as Plath does in her own poetry.